A Nashville man is in jail this morning accused of sending nude pictures and explicit messages to a young girl. News Channel 5's Matthew Torres is in the newsroom. So, Matthew, how did police catch this guy?
Well, hey, Jennifer, the detectives posed as this underage girl after the mother learned that the suspect had been sending sexually explicit messages since last year. And what's scary about this, and pretty alarming, is that this man was a family friend. Police said 25-year-old Mark Grantham had been in contact with the 12-year-old girl since January of 2015 and admitted to sending nude images and videos through a popular app called Keek. Both of them, the girl and the suspect, were using this, and it allows you to share pictures, video, and links all within chats. Now, what Graham didn't realize was at some point the girl's mom got a hold of her Keek account and notified police. And on Friday, the detectives posed as the girl and asked if Grantham wanted to have sex the next day. He continued to send messages during this time. He agreed to meet her behind a Kmart in South Nashville, and it was then he realized that it wasn't the girl and it was the detectives. He was taken into custody and is now being charged with solicitation of a minor and is held on a $75,000 bond. Now, we did some checking this morning and we've learned that Grantham has no previous convictions. Jennifer, back to you.
All right, Matthew, thank you. The NTSB is set to arrive this morning at the scene of that small plane crash in Kentucky that killed 4. It happened Friday night near Eddyville in Lyon County. Marty and Kim Gutzler, along with their daughter Piper and niece Sierra Wilder, were killed. 7-year-old Sailor Gutzler, the only survivor, managed to crawl out of the wreckage and walk nearly a mile to a nearby house.
She was barefooted, by the way. She had one sock on her feet, and she walked all that distance barefooted. She's a brave little girl, extremely. She done a hell of a job as far as I'm concerned.
The family was returning from a vacation in Florida to their home in Illinois. Marty Gutzler, who was flying the plane, reported engine trouble right before the crash. And Marty Gutzler's love of flying is clear in his family-owned furniture store in Nashville, Illinois.
He loved flying. I mean, you didn't have a conversation with Marty without him talking about flying.
Friends say Marty was a seasoned pilot, and the Gutzler's death's a great loss to the community. Sailor is now living with relatives who have asked for privacy. The NTSB, meanwhile, is expected to hold a news conference later today, releasing more information about the crash and the investigation into the cause. We'll bring you more information as soon as we get it. Funeral plans have been set for country legend Little Jimmy Dickens. A public visitation will be held Wednesday at Woodlawn Roche Patton on Thompson Lane from 4 until 8. And family, friends, and the public are all invited to a celebration of life service on Thursday morning at the Grand Ole Opry House. That service will begin at 11 a.m. Little Jimmy died Friday at a Nashville hospital after suffering a stroke on Christmas Day. He was a longtime fixture, of course, on the Opry and was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame back in 1983. His last performance was December 20th, when he made an appearance to celebrate his 94th birthday. Friends of the man who has worked tirelessly to raise awareness of violent crime put together a special event yesterday to say thank you. Earl Jordan has run the group Partners in the Struggle for 17 years, often using money from his own pocket to help the victims of the families of violent crime victims. Jordan also organizes vigils after violent incidents on Nashville streets. Yesterday, victims' family members were there to show their appreciation for what he's done, and Jordan said he appreciated the event and will continue to work to stop violent crime in Nashville.
But when you go to bed and you wake up in the morning, understand that's a blessing to make a difference.
Jordan started Partners in the Struggle shortly after his cousin was killed in North Nashville in 2001. After months of protests, a group of former hotel workers is celebrating victory. Back in August, 40 employees were let go from the downtown Sheraton without being paid what they said they were owed. Since then, 10 employees have fought to get those unpaid wages. Yesterday afternoon, they were back at the hotel, but this time not to protest, rather to celebrate. They say hotel management finally paid the workers the money they had demanded since the summer.
Pues me siento feliz porque recuperé.
I feel really happy. I think we all do, because we recovered the wages that we earned. I mean, we had our work valued, which it wasn't being valued.
The workers now say they will turn their attention to the Marriott Hotel on West End Avenue, where former employees say they were never paid money they earned. Investigators are hoping that someone can help them figure out what caused a deadly fire last week in Lawrenceburg. 66-year-old Richard Stafford died in a home on Brink Street December 30th. Authorities are asking anyone who may have seen something in that area around 4 o'clock that afternoon to come forward. The arson hotline there in Lawrenceburg is 1-800-762-3017. Temperatures in the next few days are expected to be some of the coldest we've had so far this season. And for those who don't have a place to go to stay warm, WGNS Radio reports the Cold Night Shelter for men will open tonight at the First Baptist Church in Murfreesboro. It's a drop-in emergency shelter that opens whenever temperatures dip below 30 degrees. The doors will open at 7 this evening. No one will be allowed in after 9:30 unless they're brought to the shelter by police.